Hello everyone, welcome back to Holmakra, episode 5 of the survival series. I hope we're all okay. So as you can see, we're not far in the future from where we left off in the last episode. The case is still running the rock picker in this big field, field 3. As you might notice, I have removed the front-loaded tool and the bucket from the front because Courseplay didn't like it. I think when Courseplay plots its turnings, it bases it off the centre of the vehicle itself, so if you've got 4 or 5 feet of metal hanging off the front, it bumps into trees and sits there and does nothing for a while. So I've just left it over there in the little packet of trees there where I've been dumping the rocks from this field. So I'll leave it there for now and let it finish the job. So, where are we up to? Let's have a quick jump back over to the yard over here. The 1167 has finished its cultivating in this field. Another annoying thing I realised, this cultivator doesn't actually fit in either of the sheds. I thought it would fit in this one, but it gets stuck on the door, so that's going to have to live outside forevermore. Another point that I realised that I've learnt is the silo pack here is by Bernie SCS. It's the Bavarian silo multi-fruit pack. Bernie SCS. That was one of the names I'd forgotten when I was creating the farm and I was walking around showing everybody and telling everybody where each bit and bob was from. So yeah, Bernie SCS. Right, yes, the field has been cultivated, so this is ready for lime. The 1050 has finished its liming work in field 1, the big field on the hill here. So what I'm going to do, it's not going to take long to lime this field, this little one. Well, I say little, it is quite big, but it shouldn't take anywhere near as long as it took him to do this one. Goodness me, check that out. I bought it in green. But anyway, yeah, this field has been limed. I'm going to send him into this field, and I'm going to send the 1167 with the plow over to the new field that we've not been up to yet, field 5, which is kind of over in that direction over there. So I've connected it up to the auto drive network. We're going to, let's park this one out the way for now, or the cultivator at least. In fact, we shall stick it just round the side, out the way. Just round here will do. And another very helpful suggestion that I had from one of my viewers is regarding what to do with the stones. It's a mod I've had in my collection for a while now. Hang on, where am I going? I can't talk and drive at the same time, can I? Need the plow. Yeah, there's a modded stone crusher, which some of you may have seen already in existence. It's you fill it full of stones and add a bit of water, and hang on, I've pulled back too much. Let's just, goodness me, there we go. Job's a good one. Yeah, the modded stone crusher, you add water and stones, obviously, and it produces lime, which, as we know, is quite an expensive commodity. So I'm going to, at some point, place one of those things down. Let's get this thing sent off to field 5. As you can see, it's 5:30 in the evening, but presently I have nowhere to sleep. I don't have a farmhouse or anything yet. And who doesn't like a bit of evening field work? So I'm going to send him off to start the ploughing in field 5. I'm going to need to create the field, obviously, using the Courseplay function. So we'll sort that out when he gets there. I need to, let's get this thing into this field here, what will be the grass field, and get this limed. But yeah, I need to buy this modded stone crusher. I think it's about 25,000 euros. So at some point I'm going to be buying that. and then at least from the stones I'll be able to produce a bit of lime and put that to the side and save a bit of money in the future. The other thing I know I need to do is, because I do have precision farming running in this game, I need to get hold of all the soil information. Oh, hang on a minute, which one's got lime in it? It's this one, isn't it? Now, ordinarily, I have a bit of a pet hatred for the is it the Isaria Scout, that thing that scans the fields? I absolutely hate that thing. It's one of the very few things I don't like about this game. Just the small scanning radius that it has, and just the mundaneness of driving around the fields scanning. I always usually just purchase the soil information, but I appreciate that it is more expensive doing it that way. So I'm going to bite my lip, and I'm going to lease the Isaria Scout scanning device thing and get that done, so that I have all of my precision farming data for the fields that I have. But I'm not going to do that until I've got field 5 underway, so then I can do them all in one go. That's the plan. So, right, this thing's filled up. Let's close the lid down, get it into this field and get it working, and we'll see where we're up to when this is on its way. Right, he's off. I've set the just in case he does run out, which he probably will, I've included the auto drive network into that, so he'll make his way over and fill up from the... Hang on a minute. Really? I mean, you saw me take it off. What on earth has happened there? Let's sort that out. I know I'm not going to use it. I know I've said I'm not going to use super strength, but... What on earth has caused that to do that? That's very strange, wasn't it? Put you back where you belong for now. Right. No more super strength, promise. Right, yeah, where was I? Yeah, so he's going to be going back into the lime shed to fill up if need be. Let's jump. Oh, this one needs emptying again, so let's just fold this thing up. Make our way over to the little rock pile we've got over here, just on the left. You can see the front loader tool there. Let me just pull back a bit from this tractor because it does have quite a noisy engine. And get this lot unloaded and get him back on his way. I don't think he's too far off finishing. I think the last time I looked he said he had about 35 minutes left, so I'm going to say maybe roughly half an hour or so. So, and there are a couple of tiny little bits that I'm going to want to just to tidy up. If we have a look in the field here, there. Obviously this game does flare up mild OCD if you do have it. I hate the little dots that it just leaves around just at the end of the row sometimes. Yeah, I always like to tidy those up so it looks perfect when it's finished. So we'll get that done as well when he's done. But we'll get this thing back on his way. In fact, I don't even need to find where he was up to, do I? We'll just click on last waypoint. Off you go. You thinking about it? Yep, there you go. Right. Yep, and this one's filling up already. Surprise, surprise. Right, here we are. This is field 5. So I'm going to disconnect the plow just for a few minutes, or in fact, actually, I'll move it out of the way onto the little lane here, so he doesn't get in my way when I'm making the recording the course. Leave that there. Excellent. Now this is quite a lumpy, bumpy field, but it's a decent size as well, so let's think we'll just start here as good a place as any. Right. We shall hit record. I'm going to reduce the speed a bit, because I don't like wobbly lines when the tractor gets up to speed and you start pulling left or right, and it's exacerbated quite a bit and doesn't leave a nice straight line, so I always tend to record. I record my courses like this at 10 miles an hour, just so it's nice and neat, but I also, when I'm doing an auto drive course, again, because I'm a bit finicky like that, and I like the route to be as straight as possible where it needs to be, I do them at 10 miles an hour. So it's quite painfully slow sometimes, but it leaves a nice, neat course. Right, anyway, let's get this recorded. Almost done. But having just driven around this field doing this, I've just realised that there isn't a single piece of this field that could be considered flat. Every single part of it. Or maybe this bit here on the right looks a very small, flat plateau, I suppose. But yeah, every part of this field is on a curve. It's going to be a challenge for some of the equipment. I know some combines don't like not flat ground, but we'll see what happens. Right, that's that job done. I'll just pop into the menu here and quickly show you. So this is what we've just recorded out, field 5. A nice odd shape. If I give a bit of a zoom out, so we've got field 1 up here, that's the big whopper on the hill. And then we got what will be the grass field for the cows, I think, at the minute. Down here, this is where the rock picker's currently working. Still not sure what crop I'm going to get into there. And this is obviously the one opposite the road, field 4. So that's our land so far. Yeah, so let's get this thing. Hang on, where's the plow? There we are. Let's get this thing hooked up to this and get it working. Nice spot of evening ploughing. Right, he's set up to go. Courseplay course created. It took a few minutes to calculate that one, but he's off. And as per usual, big rocks. So that case is going to be busy. But yeah, I think we're knocking on the door of almost 6 o'clock in the evening. Oh, it looks like it's going to rain as well. Let's have a quick peek at the weather. Oh, it's not going to rain till 10 o'clock, so it looks like we've got a nice evening ahead of us of ploughing. So we'll jump back into this shortly and see how he's doing. What's next? Oh, 9 minutes away. That's not so bad. So we'll keep our eye on this one. Wait for him to finish, and I'll neaten up the bits that it's missed, and then this field will be ready to be cultivated. I'll send this one into that field over there and do the same, get it rock picked, and then it'll be over to the field that the 1167 is currently ploughing to get that rock picked. And the process continues. So, how's this one doing? You're done now, aren't you? Excellent. Right. I think we might give this a quick wash, actually, so we'll take this over to the workshop. Right, let's get it in here. Give it a bit of a wash. Another one of the great things about this this shed pack from Trailer Park Farms, it comes with its own built-in jet washer. And we do love a clean tractor, don't we? I know I do anyway. So, let's get this thing spruced up. Right. That's the 1050 cleaned off. That's a bit of a glitch, isn't it? My character's still sat in the tractor. Very strange. Anyway, right. So, I've just been having a look at the crop calendar. Now let's... Where are we? Right. So we're in April. I'm running 2-day months. And mistakenly, I was hoping to get wheat planted in, but I can't. I can't get wheat planted until September and October. So what I think I'm going to do, so that I don't leave the fields, any of the fields empty, so because obviously I need to start making money from the fields, and so that I don't have to buy 2 different headers for the combine that I still haven't bought, what I'm going to do, I'm going to, if you see there, soybeans can be planted in April and May, and then will be harvested in October and November, but in the month of October that overlaps with the planting season of wheat. So I'm going to get all the fields bar this one. This one's still going to be grass, obviously, for the cows that I still haven't bought. But I'm going to get soybeans in the ground as soon as possible. So if I get any in the ground today or tomorrow in the month of April, I'll be able to harvest them in October and get them out the ground in October as soon as possible and get a crop of wheat into the ground in order to feed the chickens come August time. That's the harvest time for the wheat. So yeah, that's going to be the plan from there. And obviously I'm pretty good with the grass. The grass is quite a hardy crop and can be planted with a much wider window of opportunity than any of the others. So yeah, that's the plan. Soybeans in pretty much everything apart from this grass field here on the left. So what's the score now? I need... Oh, I missed the weight. I haven't washed that. So what's the plan? I need to get this into the field. Yes, I think I might get this into the field as soon as possible, into field 1, and get the soybeans going. So let's get the lime spreader unhooked, unhitched. Spin it round in here. Should do us. There we go. Right, I'll get this seeder hooked up and get in the field. Right, quick change of decision very quickly because I forgot about it. I think I need to go and lease the Isaria Field Scout thing to scan the fields first before I start putting seed in. I think that would be the wise thing to do. So, vehicle deliveries, there we go. Let's send you on your way. We'll get him down there. We shall jump into the store here. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, because I've not used it in forever, because I hate it. It's in here somewhere, isn't it? There we are. Yes, you. Lease. Yeah, that'll do. Reluctantly. So we'll go and pick that up and get the field scanned and go from there. In the meantime, though, the 1167 is doing a pretty decent job up here in field 5. It's coming along well. Looks pretty decent, to be fair. How long has he got left? 25 minutes. Well, that's not too bad. I have always wondered what those red lines are. Oh, there you go. They disappear. It's obviously to do with course play, but as soon as you knock the menu away, it goes away. But yeah, he's doing alright. But yeah, let's just have a quick wander around this field very briefly, just to show you what I mean by the fact that pretty much no area of it is flat at all. It's another relatively steep one down here. And that's quite odd, isn't it? Can you hear that? There's like a siren in the background that sounds a bit like bagpipes, even though we're... well, it feels like we're hundreds of miles away from any kind of civilization. You can still hear a siren somewhere. Yeah. So the field comes down to here. I've left a bit of a boundary between here and the lane down there because there are some particularly steep sections. And a bit further along the field, round here, I have left a bit out because it would make it quite awkward, especially for course play, just that bit there, the little gap in the trees. So the field comes up and round to the right here now. And church bells. What's that all about? I haven't seen a church so far on this map. Yeah, I've left that bit out there. And it just comes up and over and round this little section. So yeah, it's a pretty decent sized field. And again, I think we will try our very best to get a crop of soybeans in here as well. Once it's been limed and cultivated and stone picked. And we've got pretty much tomorrow, the 2nd day of April, and obviously the 2 days in May to try and get all that work done. So, right, where are we up to? Oh, brilliant. Well done. Remarkable work. He's got himself confused. So let's... I can only assume he's meant to be heading back to that bit there. In fact, we can just check just to be sure, but yes. There we go. That's... Didn't have the intelligence to work your way around that tree, did you, mate? There we go. Off you go. Again. In fact, how full is he? 33%. Oh, he's alright. 6 minutes left to go. I'd like to think he'll get this one finished without needing unloading again. Right, so here we are. At the shop, dealership area. To pick up this thing. I suppose, admittedly, the case would have been a better tractor for this job. This is something of an overkill. This massive tractor with that tiny thing on the back, but it's got to be done. So let's send this one back to... In fact, we'll send him straight to field 1. And I'm going to have to do all this one by myself, because you can't send Courseplay off with this machine. Joy. Looking forward to that, honest. So, onwards from my thoughts about the planting schedule we've got ahead of us, and the chickens that I still haven't bought, but I've bought the pen for them. Obviously, I'm not going to have any wheat. If everything goes to plan, and I get a wheat crop harvested in August next year, I'm going to have to feed the chickens with bags of chicken feed that I'll just buy from the shop. So we'll have to weigh up the pros and cons of doing that, the expense, and what they can bring back to us financially from the eggs that they produce. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm not going to get hold of the chickens just yet. I'm going to get all this work done, get the fields sorted, get the soybeans into 4 of the fields, get the grass into field 2. Yeah, and go from there. Right, that's the 1167 done with its ploughing duties. That's field 5 completely ploughed under, ready to be rock picked, limed, and all sorts. But just check out the terrain that you've got to work your way through. Even with this tracked tractor, it's incredible. It really is. Really bumpy. Really windy. Squeezing between trees either side. I hope it misses this one. There has been 1 or 2 occasions when particularly with the 1050, with it being a bit wider with the dual wheels. It has bumped into a couple of trees and got itself a bit confused. But yeah, this is how we travel between fields. It's like the kind of thing you'd expect to find at Land Rover headquarters to test their Range Rovers out, isn't it? Right, the 1167 is back at the yard, but even though it's getting on a bit late in the day, we're going to get it cracked on with a bit more cultivating, because I kind of feel like I don't have time on my side at the minute. I need to make sure that I've got the fields ready to take the seed. So let's drop this in here. And we'll get the cultivator picked up. Hopefully it stays the right way up this time. It was a bit strange, wasn't it? There we go. Right, which field do I need to send him to? It is field 3, I think. Yes. I think we might want to pop some lights on for this one as well, don't we? It's getting a bit dark. Right. Field 3. Yeah, and this might be a prime example of the trees getting in the way. They might do, they might not, but... Oh, that's tight. Oh, it's not going to go, is it? It's not going to go. Goodness me, it did. No way, no way, that's not going to work. I mean, really? Well, that was a surprise. I thought that was going to end in all kinds of mess, but... Prove me wrong. Right. Onwards. Okay, here it is. Landing at field 3. So, as per usual, we shall get a course play course set up, get this thing working. I'd imagine there's a good... I'm gonna hazard a guess and say 40 minutes for this one, with it being such a wide machine. Let's see what it says. There we go. He's off. In fact, I forgot to have a look, didn't I? 41 minutes, or 42 it would have started at. Wasn't too far off. That was a bit of a decent guess, wasn't it? Right. So I think what I'm going to do now that this thing's still working away, he's got just under a quarter of an hour left, 18% full, so he might get done on this load, which will be handy. I'm going to crack on with the scanning in this. I'm going to start with this field, obviously get the big one done, get the little grass field done there, and I'll work my way over and get the scanning done as fast as possible. Because if you hadn't already guessed, I dislike this with a passion. Right, I'll see you shortly. Right, well that's the case. Finished the rock picking here in field 4, what will hopefully be the wheat field. I'm thinking about it, I think I need to get into this field ASAP. I may even do a bit of night seeding, because if I quickly pop into... No, where am I? Here. Soybeans, yes, April. Right, so if I can get this crop of soybeans into this field now, come early October, I'll have the opportunity to harvest and then reseed with the wheat in order to get the wheat down ready for harvest in the next August. Yeah, so I need to really crack on. So currently I've got the 1050 in the big main field. I'm just in the middle of doing all the scans for that to get the soil information, and then I think I'm going to whip it over here, get this field scanned, take it back to the shed, get the seeder hooked up, and it's presently 7:30 at night, so obviously it's getting very dark and that doesn't make for good footage. So I'm going to send this back to the farm. I'm going to get the scanning done in field 1. I'm going to get the 1050 into here, scanned and then seeded, and then I shall get the video back on again when that's done. Probably be tomorrow morning now in game. So, yeah, busy. Bit of night work as well, which is always a bit of fun, bit of a challenge. So, yeah, I shall see you as soon as possible. There we go. That's made its way back successfully through the trees. So that's 1 ohm. But we're going to get the 1050 into the field now, into field 4, to get the first crop of soybeans down. So that hopefully, as I said, the plan was to get the soybeans down as soon as possible for that field in particular, so that come October we can harvest and then get the wheat down in the same month. So, yep, let's not muck around. Let's send the 1050 off to field 4. All loaded with the machinery, with the seeder and the hopper. And we shall tidy up around here quickly. So where are we going? Field 4. Yep, off you go. Lights on here. Right, let's get this thing. In fact, it's going to be a couple of minutes before the 1050's in the field. In fact, no, there's no point washing this, because the next job tomorrow morning is also to send the case into field 5, the big one on the hill. Give that a rock picking, then we can send the rock picker back to the shop, and then get this thing in there to cultivate it, and then do the field scanning thing. So I think I'll just pop this around the back for now, and we shall focus entirely for the rest of tonight, because it's 8:30 now. I reckon by the time we get finished, it's not going to take too long to get that field seeded, but I'm gonna reckon about 40 odd minutes again, maybe towards an hour. But while we're here, let's just disconnect that. Oh, it's got a bit of a... Oh, it did have. Had a bit of a wander on it, didn't it? I was just trying to establish why that thing was lying on its side the last time I disconnected it from this, but it seems okay now. Hopefully. Right, so we'll chuck this in here. Get this thing neatly parked away for the night. Right. And we'll join this thing back in the field when it gets there. And he's off. The first seed of the farm going down at 8:30 at night. In complete pitch black. But, doesn't matter. Seed's going down, that's what's important. It's almost 9 o'clock at night. I'm still at it here, getting these soybeans into this field, but we'll be done soon. Not too much longer left. So, I'll see you in the morning. Right, morning everyone. Next day. So we need to crack on. I don't actually know why I bothered disconnecting the seeder and all that from this thing. I should have just left it on, shouldn't I? Bit of a waste of time. I'm going straight back in there now to reattach it. I am going to get... In fact, what exactly am I doing? I need to get field 4 rolled immediately. I think I might... No, let's crack on with this actually. I'll use the 1167 on the roller for what it's worth. So, let's get this thing attached. Lift up, fold it up. I hope I've got enough room here to swing this round. I think I should have put the hopper on the front first, but... No. There we go. Right, so We shall start with field 1, I think. Let's just bring the menu up, and I need to open that and just top it up. And yeah, we'll get this on into field 1, the big field on the hill here. Close that cover. We shall get a course planned out for it, send it on its way. Oh, and jump in the 1167 and get that sent over to the field we planted last night and get it rolled. So, let's crack on. Right, there we go. That's all set up. Course play. With obviously the auto drive thing again, so it can fill itself back up again if need be. Right, so let's jump into this and get this connected up to the roller. I wouldn't mind using the case, but the roller says it needs at least 160 horsepower and the case is only about 125, so I think for the sake of not letting it struggle, we shall attach it to this beastie. And saying that, actually, I need to keep the case free because I need to send that over to field 5, the latest field that we ploughed under with this yesterday. Can we get out of there? Oh yeah, look at that. There we go. Right, so this is going to field 4. Right. Let's get that on its way. Field 4. Yep, job's a good one. And we shall send this one to field 5 and get the rocks picked out of it. I did top this up with some fuel yesterday as well after it's working because it was pretty empty. And it doesn't have anywhere near as big a fuel tank as the other things do, so... Field 5. Off ye go. Here we are. In fact, let's have a quick check, because we have had the soil sample information back. So we've got a combination in this field, field 1, of loam and silty clay. Obviously the lime's good. The nitrogen doesn't look so good, but I'm pretty sure that if we jump out... Yeah, the nitrogen's perfect for soybeans, isn't it? So that's all good. As for seed rate... Right, yeah, so it's high in the silty clay area, which is not too... Most of this field is loam. And if I go by field 4 here, this one... seed rate was low in the loam area at the end here. You see where it's grey, and the seed rate there is now green in the low area. So this field here is predominantly loam, so hopefully it's not going to take too much seed whatsoever. It'll just be this dark blue patch, the silty clay, that will be high. So that's not so bad. And same here as well, it's predominantly loam, so seed rate's not going to be too bad whatsoever in that field. And this one's pretty much split half and half, isn't it? It's going to be predominantly quite high in the silty clay section there on the left, but predominantly low on that side. So not so bad. I think we've got a decent quality of land there regarding seed rate. So he's on his way, he's working. Let's just flick through him again. He's on his way to field 5. In fact, hang on, he's going a roadway. Which route has he taken? You can see which route. If you're using auto drive, if you bring up the network, so to speak, there, so you can see all your waypoints, and then it's this one, isn't it? Yeah, you can see. Which one is it? Oh. There used to be an option where when you were in the menus, you'd see which way you were, which route it was planning for you. You'd just see which route it's picked out. But it's taking a very strange route. I would have thought you'd have gone that way. Oh well, not to worry. Ignore me. Back in the 1050, and Courseplay is telling us that we have 2 hours and 20 minutes ahead of us before this job's done, which I kind of expected. I think it's only a 6 metre, yeah, it says it there in Courseplay menu at the bottom there, so it's a 6 metre width cedar. So it's got a fair bit of ground to cover. And it's just about coping with this hill. Here we are at the steepest point. I could have made life here a little bit easier for it and planned the Courseplay course to go across the field, but I thought, you know what, no. Here we go. 3 miles an hour, you can see the wheels slipping a bit. Come on, you beast. Put your back into it. There we go. No problem. And this one's on its way now in field 4 with the roller. Hopefully it won't take too long. 17 minutes just over, so that's not so bad. Yeah. We're getting it done, people, we're getting it done. It's crops in, getting it rolled. Doesn't need any fertiliser, thanks to the soybeans. The soybeans going down into field 1, of course, as we've just seen with the 1050, and I need to... Where am I going? This one. Field 5. This is now where this is going to be a relatively long job, because I'm going to need to keep intervening with this one to empty it out. I'm going to have to make another pile of rocks somewhere up this end of the map where we are. And then the next thing I need to consider is I need to actually get hold of a trailer so that I can pick up the piles of rocks that I've left and feed them into this modded lime crusher, stone crusher thing that I want to get hold of. It's about 25,000, I think it is. So I think we're at 22 now, so I could do with maybe chopping a couple of trees down. I do still need to chop a few more trees down on the right-hand side of the lane as we come into my farm, so that I can place the cow barn down that I plan to get, and I do also plan on putting a little house down there to sleep. And I've got a couple in mind. I can't think exactly how expensive they are, but I might need to shift a few more truckloads of trees to get a few more euros in the wallet so I can afford a few more things. But anyway, enough of me waffling. Let's get a course made up for this one, get it on its way, and go from there. Right, that's the rock picker off in field 5. That says it's got about an hour and a bit, I think. Hang on, what did it say? Just under 2 hours, actually. Yeah, so that's got 2 hours ahead of it. The cedar in field 1 has got a couple of hours ahead of it, so I think I'm going to call it here for today's video, and let these workers, machines, crack on with what they need to do, and we will pick up in the next video, again, similar to the last one, not too far away from where we are now. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you very much for your time watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please consider leaving me a comment. Anything you've got to say, suggestion wise, tips, anything, please let me know. And also hit the like button if you can. It helps me a huge amount. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe. Catch up with the next episode when it comes out. So thanks everyone. I'll see you next time.